Hi everyone. Okay, just a few films to talk about here. First up, Lantana. This is directed by Ray Lawrence. It's an Australian film. The cast includes Anthony LaPaglia, Barbara Hershey and Geoffrey Rush. Now the great thing about Lantana is its script. This is a multiple character movie. We're talking about 10 significant characters in this film, and the way that the script handles each of these characters is what really makes Lantana exceptional, because with the film, as it progresses, we're introduced to a character, we learn a little bit of information about them, then we notice another character, and we start to wonder, well, what is the relationship between the characters that we're seeing? How do their lives intersect? What is going to happen here? Is there a mystery that's developing? So everything starts to become very curious, and we're wondering where this film is going to go. But then as the film progresses even more, we're actually learning more and more about the various couples that are involved here and the various relationship difficulties that they're all facing for various reasons. And then we're noticing all the kind of lies that there are. There's the lies that people tell themselves when they're in a relationship, and there's the lies they tell each other. So where is it all going to actually end? Is there actually a mystery here at all? Or is this really a dramatic observation of people who are in a state of flux, where they've been in relationships for a long time, and there's that sense of being almost bored or over familiar with their partners, but at the same time they're not really familiar because of all these lies and deceptions that each of them tell each other. So yeah, Lantana is a really intriguing film that feels like a mystery, that's always a little bit elusive, but is always dramatic as well. The acting in this is exceptional. It's always a fascinating film, and it is definitely worth seeing. Lantana. The Arbor is a really unique style of documentary that's filmed by Cleo Barnard. And when I say unique, I'll explain what I mean by that. Now, the Arbor, the title there, that refers to the Buttershaw Arbor estate that's in Bradford in Yorkshire. And this documentary focuses on the playwright Andrea Dunbar, who tragically died at the age of only 29. And she was most successful for writing the play Rita, Sue and Bob 2, which got made into a successful British movie in the 80s. But the movie is not so much focused on her because of her tragic death, but actually on her offspring. When Andrea Dunbar had died, she had 3 children. She'd actually had 3 children from 3 separate relationships, and all before she was 20. And really the main focus of this film is on one of her daughters, Lorraine, who is a mixed race daughter because the father was Pakistani. And this film is really showing the difficulties and the absolutely tragic lifestyle that happened for both Andrea Dunbar and also her daughter. Now, what makes this film unique is that Cleo Barnard managed to actually get recordings of the real Lorraine talking about her experiences, as well as managing to get recordings from many of the other people that knew Andrea as well. But those recordings are used in a way where there are actors who are lip syncing to these recordings, and it's all being filmed on the actual estate as well as where they lived. And then what also makes it unique is that there are some reenactments of some of Andrea's plays, which are being done right there on the estate with people crowded around as well who live on the estate. So there's lots of fascinating stuff that's going on in this film, and it really is very touching. This is a hugely tragic story that is being recounted here, and it is very moving. So yeah, definitely The Arbor is an exceptional documentary, and a unique one as well, from Cleo Barnard, who went on to direct The Selfish Giant and more recently The Essex Serpent. Now, when I saw Gordon Liu in the 36th Chamber of Shaolin, and I saw Kara Hui in My Young Auntie, that was all I needed to be able to then take the plunge and buy those magnificent Arrow Shorescope box sets. Now, I still have those sets, and I'm still very slowly working my way through those. I'm taking my time, but there was one film I wanted to get which was not in those sets, and that is this one, the 8-diagram pole fighter, which stars both Gordon Liu and Kara Hui, and it also stars the late Fu Sheng. Now, this film concerns itself with a dynasty. There's a Yang clan dynasty who go into battle at the beginning of the film. There's 7 sons. 5 of them are killed in battle. 1 of them returns home traumatized. The other goes to a monastery where he then decides that he's going to renounce violence. But whilst he's there, he learns a martial arts fighting style that involves not killing, but actually just, if you like, taking the teeth out of the wolf. But when he realizes later on that his home is still being threatened, he returns home with his new fighting style to deal with matters. Now, this is an absolutely exceptional martial arts movie. It's incredible. It goes into my list as well of all-time favorites. The fighting in this is absolutely magnificent, and really what makes this exceptional is we have the tragic death of Fu Sheng, the actor, that occurred during the making of this film, but it's really kind of recognizable to see that that had a strong effect on the cast and the crew, and Gordon Liu acknowledges himself that it really made him emotional, and he's put a lot of that emotion into his performance. So some really tremendous scenes involving Gordon Liu. Like I say, the fight sequences are absolutely incredible. It's a very bloody film, but I mean, I must admit I don't mind that. A lot of the blood here just looks very fake anyway, so it doesn't bother me. But wow, yeah, this is just a really exceptional film, and yeah, definitely it goes into my list of all-time favorites. Director Chris Smith has made quite a name for himself in documentaries. He's done the movie American Movie, which is quite a cult classic. At the moment, he's got a documentary on Netflix about Wham! He's done one also on Robert Downey Sr. called Senior. He did the Fire Festival. He's done a documentary about the investigation into Madeleine McCann. But he's also done a fictional movie which is very underseen, and it's this one, The Pool. And this is a really great movie. It's set in Goa, and it concerns really this young guy here, Venkatesh, who is a hotel cleaner, and he wants to better his life, and he notices while climbing a mango tree, he can see over a wall into a beautiful garden where there's this beautiful swimming pool, and he wants to swim in that pool. So really the film is about him trying to find ways to better his life by getting closer to the occupants of the house, getting to know them, getting involved in their lives. And it plays out really well. It is perhaps a little bit sluggish in places, but it is beautiful in terms of actually being filmed on location in Goa, so really fascinating in that respect. And yeah, Chris Smith has used fairly sort of untrained actors for most of the cast here. So yeah, really enjoyed this one a lot, and it is definitely worth seeing if you can find it. The Pool. Okay, there you go, just a few comments there on a few movies that I've recently seen. Please do let me know in the comments if you know these movies, if you've seen them, if you have any thoughts on them. I'd be pleased to read what you have to say. Okay, please do come back for more, as I will be talking about more movies as I watch them. All the best to you. I hope you're all doing well. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.